It was about under a minute after I recorded that video where I am getting off the road. It is bad out here. It went from the road being blacktop but wet to snow covered very quickly. And nobody was slowing down. I dropped to about 30 miles an hour, and that was still too fast. I could not see anymore. My windshield was just filling up with snow as quickly as I could get it off the windshield with the wipers. My second day on the road is about to begin. I am in Harrisville, Pennsylvania, off of I-80, and had a wonderful, noisy night's sleep. As you'll see in a second here, I am parked right next to Interstate 80, and between the idling trucks next to me and the highway traffic, sleep was non-existent last night. I am doing this because I have to. The towing system that I have set up, I cannot back up. I have to disconnect in order to back up. So because of that, I can only do pull-throughs, which means truck stops. So I'm going to spin you around here, and then we are going to hit the road. I will be crossing into Ohio in about 30 minutes, and I'm hoping to make it to the other side of the Great Lakes and hopefully out of snow. It's not snowing right now. It snowed a little bit yesterday. It's only flurries, nothing sticking on the ground. If that does happen, where we start getting accumulation, I am going to get off the road and wait it out. But I will just keep driving in the snow flurries, and I am really looking forward to warm weather right now. It is really cold. There is not too much heat in this truck. It very much reminds me of the VW bus, where we did not have heat. I do get some heat coming out of here. I'm not sure why it's not stronger, but it's definitely lightly warm, lukewarm, compared to hot. So when it's this cold out, the air will be cold in this truck. And but that's what I have to look forward to today. And here we go. Because of the load I'm pulling here, 9,000 pounds behind me, it takes a while to build up to speed. If you were able to hear that misshift, that's the transmission slipping, and will eventually need to get replaced. But it takes everything this truck has to get up to speed, going uphill. Scary at some points. I got my flashers on because I'm doing 50 to 70 right now. And here we are on the road. Looking forward to getting on the other side of the Great Lakes today. We have arrived in Ohio. I was hoping to make it here last night, but that wasn't bad where we ended up. It was only about 30 miles from here. Such fun stuff driving in Ohio today. We have rain, hail, and snow. Luckily nothing is sticking, but you do have to be careful on the bridges because it's right at freezing. A nice miserable day for traveling. Have a little over 380 miles to go on I-80, and then I merge onto I-90. And from I-90, once I get on there, I don't get off again until I hit North Bend, Washington. Well, the hail has stopped, as has the rain, and now we're dealing with just snow. I know April showers bring May flowers, but what does April snowstorms bring? I'm still thankful it's not sticking. I guess the ground is too warm for that to be happening right now. The air temperature is definitely not. It's cold in here and it's cold out there. Why is it that the passenger wiper always works better than the driver's side? These are both brand new wipers, and the driver's side's clogging up. So it's officially sticking. Yeah, and the windshield wiper is not doing well. The roads are turning white. And I don't think I'm climbing anymore, so maybe it'll get better as we start heading down in elevation. But it definitely got worse as I climbed to the top of the hill. Well, we passed 3 vehicles now that have been pulled over for some kind of trouble, whether it's they can't see either, but one was on the left shoulder and 2 were on the right shoulder. So it's getting a little dicey out here because the tracks are barely getting cleared from the cars in front of me, which you don't know if you can see them, but they are up there, but they are hard to see. So everything is great when you're going forward, but if you need to stop, you're not stopping. Oh, here's another one. Oh, there's an accident right there. We just passed. So that's from people driving too fast. I'll be catching the next exit and probably calling this a day. So this is probably a little noisy out here. I am standing in a parking lot which is usually filled with doubles and triples. Those are the tractor trailers that are pulling, like over there. And a little while ago this parking lot was full of them, and it was also full of something else, and this is why I'm here. So here's the nice empty parking lot, and this is going to be home for the night. Yeah, those cars did not do well. Oh, what do we have over here? Ah, yeah. Well, before we get over there, let's take a look at this. This car, I think, had the worst damage. Here's another one. This car right here I actually saw on the side of the road. He was impacted pretty hard. I think he was actually up on the side. This poor truck here, man, that was not good there. So why am I here? Well, I didn't have anything to do with these guys. In fact, I believe all of them are separate accidents. They've been bringing cars in and out of here most of the day, getting them off the highway. You see Katie's got a little dent there. And Vandalus, yeah, she's seen better days. Man, that hurt. So what happened, we were out, you see all the snow out here. Actually, I'm gonna jump back in my vehicle because it's really cold out here. Ah, that's much better. It is so cold out there. So what happened? We went from a pretty nice day this morning into a hailstorm, and the hail turned into snow, which I had reported in one of the videos. And then I decided I'm going to get off the road. And here's that video. I'll be catching the next exit and probably calling this a day. It was about under a minute after I recorded that video where I am getting off the road. It is bad out here. It went from the road being blacktop but wet to snow covered very quickly, and nobody was slowing down. I dropped to about 30 miles an hour, and that was still too fast. I could not see anymore. My windshield was just filling up with snow as quickly as I could get it off the windshield with the wipers. She was just filling up. I had no ability to see, and I was going to get off at the next exit. And unfortunately, before I hit that, which was 2 miles away, right before I hit that exit, I was completely blind, couldn't see anything on the road. I had slowed down. I was probably at this point now doing under 30 miles an hour. I was already going really slow before that. I couldn't see at all. The wipers weren't clearing the snow off, and I was like, I've got to get off the road. I can't see where I'm driving anymore. And I slowed way down. I was coming up to an emergency pull-off, and I started exiting and pulled into the pull-off. And as soon as I did it, I felt the truck break free. And that was because of Vandalus being hooked to me, was still coming through and pushing me forward as I tried to slow down. Vandalus does have its own braking system, but we were going slow enough that wouldn't be applied because it's an inertia system. And that's the problem with inertia brakes, is that you need the speed for it to move and realize it needs to stop. So the truck was trying to stop Vandalus and the truck on a completely snow-covered road, and I jackknifed. I was off the road when that happened. I was already in the emergency pull-off, and I completely jackknifed, and I was spun around. I'm seeing Vandalus next to me, and all of a sudden I am being pushed back onto the road. I'm on I-80, 2 lanes of traffic going westbound, and I am sliding back onto the road, and I can't stop it. I'm just in for the ride. I enter the traffic lane again, and all of a sudden I see a car coming at me. It happened to be the car that was directly behind me, is coming at me, and they are trying to stop. Again, all of this is like, you know, within a second, all this is happening. They're trying to stop, and I am sliding out into the road, and there is a semi truck. I remember that clearly because one, I could see him. I'm tall in my truck. I could see him. He's in the left lane, and I am just sliding into him when the blue car that was behind me ends up hitting me, and at such a slow speed. It's like if you had an accident in a parking lot where you backed into another vehicle, it was probably that speed or slower. But I think when they did that, they stopped my sliding, and we just came to a stop, just touching like that. And however it happened, I did not slide into the tractor trailer, which was literally like a foot away from me. The problem is traffic is not slowing down. It's all moving, so everybody's trying to stop. My vehicle is completely jackknifed. The hitch is destroyed. I get out, I check on the people that I've impacted, and they were okay. I asked them to get off the road before somebody rear ends them and makes it even worse. So they do. And then I thought, hey, I need to get off the road too. This is going to get bad really fast because traffic is still not slowing down. And I was able to pull myself out of the jackknife and get us both off the road. Luckily, I carry highway cones with me, and I laid them out and got traffic all the way off into the left-hand lane, and got them away from us. The police were on the scene very quickly. I had already passed, I think, 3 accidents by this point. A couple of them are on the video. And after all this transpired and we were leaving the accident scene, there were 3 more within a 2-mile spot, and that's some of the cars you just saw there were from those accidents. While I was with the police, there were multiple accidents that were reported. There were multiple accidents where people were talking about they had crashed and now they were being crashed into, which was my biggest fear of having the vehicles on the road like that. And luckily that did not happen to us. There were reports for ambulances being called out at numerous scenes for these accidents. I don't know what was happening eastbound, but everything I saw was westbound, and there was a lot of them. So we're looking at probably around a dozen accidents within a 5-minute period that happened. And unfortunately, I happened to be 2 of those because they counted both my vehicles as being in an accident. One, me jackknifing with my own vehicle, and then the other car that we impacted. So I am now spending the night in this parking lot where they exchange doubles and triples, and I've got spent 2 hours talking to the insurance company. First there was about an hour and a half on the side of the road with the police officer. Luckily, I have the drive shaft disconnected on Vandalis, so the tow truck was able to hook to me and pull me to this spot here, which was the closest spot. So I got Vandalis towed here, and I drove the Mitsubishi to the spot here where I am now. Got the insurance thing being taken care of, so all that is good. Important thing, nobody in our situation was hurt. That wasn't the case for everybody. Many people were injured and did have to go seek medical help, and many vehicles were either totaled or severely damaged. I just really lucked out with the damage that happened in my accident, and I think Vandalis will be able to get repaired. It seems like it's mostly cosmetic, being they're going to replace body panels. They'll probably replace the hood, the driver's side fender, and the front nose, and then a couple of parts where the headlight was pushed back into. It took out the reservoir for the radiator. So Vandalis isn't drivable. One, because I have the drive shaft disconnected, but two, because she lost her or lost a lot of the radiator fluid. There we go. And so that part has to be repaired too. But I should be able to continue towing her out to Washington. I do have at this point now a new hitch being expedited out to an RV shop about a half hour from here, so I'm going to pick that up. That will be sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'll get that hooked up, get everything situated again, make sure there's no other damage that I'm not aware of, and then start the trip again. It's still flurrying, raining, snowing. It's kind of spitting everything out there right now, but it's not hailing anymore. And the roads are wet but clear. And this is going to be home for the night. So I'm glad everybody's okay in my accident. Glad I'm okay. I'm so thankful I did not hit that semi. This would be a very different story if I'd even be reporting it right now if that had taken place. Katie is the Mitsubishi, and that truck is good. The front bumper is dented where it made impact with the other car, and Vandalis has got the most damage, but again, it's all cosmetic. We'll be back on the road soon.